I want to thank my God for giving me yet this opportunity to present my case before President Cyril Ramaphosa and the whole entire African continent. Our fight against fellow Africans, it's a sad, uh, yes, what I want to say is Pagelam Tagat and Jacinta Zuma has planted a seed of division in Africa. And the African countries are repeating the same seed against South Africa. And this must not go without being noted that South Africa is aiding the colonial masters in preaching the word of division, using the borders that were created in 1884 Berlin Conference, when Europe gathered in Berlin and decided to divide Africa for the benefit of disunity. And where we are divided, then they control us. They come and actually proclaim that they actually there to give us advice and manage us in order for us to have peace. And they created a fake church called Catholic with all those bishops, popes, parading themselves as men of peace, but they are after our natural resources. I would need Africa to command the Catholic Church to call for ownership of natural resources in all countries where its church is planted. Then and only then can I say I'm a false prophet, if Catholic can do that. But if Catholic cannot do that, believe me you, that it's not a church. It's a gown of a church, but a woof. Let's not believe in all these organizations like the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, what and what. They benefit from such confusion. That's when they make money. They benefit when there's war in the country. And they may not survive without war, without these divisions. I want to say, I'm of a view that even this xenophobia, it was something that was planned against me. I thank God for answering much of my prayers, because some people were sending messages, please find yourself on the 13th. You must hide, leave your home, because this is going to be massive. I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be at my place. And I made sure that I was at my place. I was repairing my back. And my back would not want to start for a special reason. But after the xenophobia started, I want to say that today when I drove my back to the mall and I came back, my children were attacked. When I was coming from a neighborhood, here I heard someone following my children. Hey, ngabahambe, ngabahambe, meaning that they must go. Ngabahambe, ngabahambe. I said, what is it? I had to follow. This comes after my farm was gutted. The pipes were bent. And I said, it must be people that actually are fighting because of just jealous that is prompted to say we are foreigners. I'm not a foreigner myself. I'm not a foreigner. Look at this video before I can show you the today's experience. The video where my pipes, my watering pipes were bent. I want to confirm to say The only thing that they managed to do is to burn the garden, because the outside it's not burnt there, but they just managed to burn so much that targeting the pipes. So the pipes have been burnt. When you look going that side, and we have suffered a setback. This is the old pipe, the one which was going this way. This is the pipe that has been burnt. So these people, they are fighting. See, oh, this is ashes. This is the pipe that was coming from the river. It has been burnt. Yes. After seeing this video, I want you now to get the answer of why my pipes were burnt. Here is a brother who is of my language, but he attacked me without knowing that I'm born from a Shona man in Zambia, but from a Tsonga woman. And I lived with a Tsonga woman, and I speak Tsonga. Navlavula Changan. When he was shouting at my children, go to your country, go to your country, I followed him and said, which country? You live there, I also live here. So where do you want me to go? I know you should go. Krutman, you must go. It's time now. It's time now for you to go. It's time now for you to go. Then I told him to say, you are a Changan. You are a Changan. Changan. But Changan, they are also called Tsongas, and they are also South African. Then I ended up challenging him and told him to say, okay, I'll call the police for you. I'll call the police. Says, okay. They said, you'll be arrested. You cannot ask me for my ID or to produce an ID. Then after asking him, he asked me, where are you coming from? I said, I'm coming from Zambia. Then from there, my mother, she's a Tsonga from here in South Africa. And I'm a South African too because of my mother. Then I started to say, Nabulabula, Nimchangana Mina. We started speaking, and he also answered in the same language, and we ended up being brothers. He actually asked for apology, and thereafter asked me to say, please, because he says you are doing farming. Before you knew that I was Chang, you are doing farming and you are getting our customers. Because he said I'm taking his job. I said, what kind of a job? I'm not taking any job from you. I'm doing my farming. Your farming is denying us access to customers. We're getting our customers. But after we started speaking the same language, then he asked for, you can also give me the seedlings. I said, you are welcome. So why I'm airing this, I want us to realize that you may end up killing your own brother because of someone who is saying abahambe Jacinta or mpakela mpakati. You only raise an anger against the person you view that is a foreigner because he doesn't speak what you are speaking. Well, it is your brother. Let us love one another. Listen to this. Umthetho wani? Kuphi? Chaya. Chaya, hambe police station. Uyakwazi lokho khuluma khona wena? Wena. Uyakwazi lokho khuluma khona? Uwalapha kuphi wena? Pasi yakabani? Smart card yani? Yani Smart card yani? Umthetho wakho wena uyipolisa wena. Wena uyichangani wena? Vele wena uyichangani wena? Uyichangani wena? Nginikeza ipasi yakho wena sikubona. Wena uyichangani wena? Ulapha mina ngiwalaphana wena uwalapha mina ngiwalaphana. Wena sivaye ngaphi? Sivaye kuphi? Ekini. Kuphi kwakithi? Akona ukuyaphi? Uyangazi wena? Angikwazi wena. Ya manje ungitshela bani wena? Wena uzalwa ngubani wena? Wena uzalwa ngubani? Ngizalwa Peter. Ngiyakutshela so manje ngitshele zwana ngitshele. Ngitshele manje. Zwana wena ngiyakubophisa manje so. Yeah ngiyakubophisa. Ngiyakubophisa so manje. Uyazana wena ufanele ukuthi ube lo mthetho ungakhulumile abantu ungabaziyo uyazwisisa abahambe ngaphi sihamba kaphi abahambe kuphi makibo kuphi oh umsebenza no akula umsebenzi lokho ngithathela wena ngafuna umsebenzi ngakuphunzisa hambe uyotshala phela ukwalise ngubani ngoba nokwalisa utshala wena thathela ama customer ndo abaphi ama customer bakho wena ukuphi umro wakho lawo uthengisa ungalapha customer umro lapha enzansi mawetha lapha mara ukhuluma njani mara nawe ubuye ngukuzana wena ubuye ngukufundise ngutoye kuphi wena ngutoye kuphi akukhwathe nge zwana wena izongithini ku noma uthi record wenzani hamba ngutshele ukuthi wena uzahamba wena abahambe uzahamba wena bani wena abantwana laba ubayekele bahambe free lapha nokuthi ukhuluma lokho ukhuluma khona kade ushawuta laphana ngilande wena ukhuluma ukuthi ngabahambe nothi ukushawuta ngize angikhuluma ukuthi wachayanga ngutshela ukuthi kade ukhuluma nje akabahambe baphi bahamba laba bahamba igama lakho ngubani wena uThabiso Thabiso bani Thabiso Magobe Thabiso Magobe Magobe ubani Masuka Masuka yeah Masuka ubuya ekhaya mina ekhaya kami lapha ubuya khona mina ekhaya kusezambi ezambi yeah umama wami uzalelwa lapha ngumutsonga ngapha eGiyani yazi nabulabula isichangana mina wabulabula nabulabula kahle lapho ubulabula ke nna kuyabulabula nabulabula mina manani wa mina babelekeliwe la Giyani bazidi ya la Jonila so ngahleketi ku mina ni munhu wale kula leso musubu ko angasitivi ufanele kusitiwa ku imashaka mara munhu umdzele muso manu kwena ubulabula kugahambe ufanele unibutisa wena usuka kwi sorry bulabula ubuya la Jonila manuku wakaya muso ni wakaya na wena muzofana bamalume bakhulu inkwabo uthi lamla bahambe Phela
wena malume nalesi ngisivulabulayo phela bahambe phela.
mina ni hlamara ku wena u bela mina ku va famba.
Uwe n'wi byela swona mina na ku twa.
Wa ni twa?
Ku twa kahle ntsena.
Hi maxaka.
Hi mina na wena phela.
Oh,
u nga swi tivi buti wa mina.
Na Kenza. Swa swi tiva ka? Ya Kenza.
Mara laha mele va i njalo phela.
Eka mina wa swi tiva ni ku bela ku ina vanhu va hi venganisako la valungu hi vona va endlaka ku mintirho ya hina yi nga fambi kahle.
Ngakutwa kahle. A ngakutwa kahle mina.
Hinkwawo la muti lowa machangana hi vanhu van'we ku rhangela puku le hinkwako le nchumu le ndlela le ndlela le kwa va lomu ka lomu la machangana hinkwawo va mahlangu hinkwavo machangana.
A ta ngika tiplankisi le ka wena le. A ni na wena phela.
Ya Kenza. Yebo madoda. Siyabonga. Thank you for hearing. I know it has been spoken to in Zulu, though I'm not speaking pure Zulu, but someone is able to understand what I'm talking. But when I'm speaking Tsonga, I can speak fluent Tsonga better than this in South Africa. Based back from home in Zambia and here also, I want to say that Africa is one, and leaders must pursue a United States of Africa to end up this nonsense of fighting each other as Africans. We are giving an advantage to the white people to treat us as fools and mocking us, whereas they are the ones that are funding these xenophobia attacks. I'm surprised that even in Kenya, there is also tribalism. I'm surprised that Zambia also, there's a video that I would need to show here again to showcase that indeed Thabo Mbeki and Zuma, they were given a special apartment in Zambia where they were living in upstairs. And when I posted that on my Facebook, some people are saying, no. It's only these leaders that were on the apartment, but Africans, they are all here in South Africa. Whilst they are not aware. You know, I even answered to say, the time when I came here in South Africa, in Joburg, I asked, where is Pretoria? They don't know where Pretoria is. The South African in South Africa, in Joburg, but it's only 100 kilometers away from Joburg to Pretoria. They don't know what Pretoria is. They've never traveled. And I come to this other place where I am. They don't know where Pretoria is. It's just a matter of 140 kilometers away. They don't know even Joburg is far. I remember my children coming from school. They were telling me, our friends, they are saying, now we never lived in Joburg because Joburg is far. They don't know Joburg. I said, what is it? So they are still in the apartheid era because they were not allowed to move from one town to another. And even now, for them, when they think that when you say it was Thabo Mbeki in Zambia, they don't know that there's a village in the eastern Zambia, east of Zambia, a province where the Zulus are, where Zuma used to come there to come and celebrate what they call Intwala, whether Itwala or Itwala. Zuma came twice in Zambia to meet the South Africans that are staying in Zambia. They have families, they have village, whether they are documented or not, it's not a bother. There are people who are living in Zambia without even IDs. No one chases them. And now today, when I'm here as a refugee of the gospel, I find resistance because of people that are sowing seeds of division. I'm not in this country because I'm looking for a job. Back in Zambia, I never did farming. I did farming when I was too young at my uncle's place. The time when I was in Lusaka, when I was a grown-up, I was doing manufacturing of food colors. hair shampoo, drinks, also these perfumes, and also production of vanilla flavors and all these flavors and the sweeteners and so forth. That was my business, even hair oil. So when I come here, I can't do these things because I'm crippled. I'm poor. I'm made poor because of this jealous and hate. Things that I used to come and order here, financial, I'm not able to order them because the first time I came, I never knew that there was even UN. I never knew even the role of UN. I was in a hotel. I spent my 3 days money there, my children in a different room, also boys in a different room. We booked 3 rooms at Park Station Hotel. I had money. From there, we paid for a flat, and I left with that flat before a month finished because a woman called Mrs. Showeka, a white man, and Mr. and Miss Showeka, they followed me, and suspiciously so, I heard that there was a white man who reached at my place in Komboka, a white man and a woman. Then I realized that, oh, these are the people that were pretending to become business partners with me. And they said, no, you can go back to Zambia. There's a house in Lusaka West where you can live privately. Then I realized that, oh, this is a state machinery. Because they just talked to my son on a bus as we are coming. They said, let's see that book. Is your father who wrote it? Then I want to talk to your father. So they wanted to bring a business language in order to bring me into subjection to their decision for me to return to Zambia and lock myself in a big house somewhere. How can I put myself in a prison? I refused that, and I refuse to be in a prison here. I want you to listen to this video of a house which is a monument in Zambia where Oliver Tambo lived and Zuma, the freedom fighters for ANC.
Oliver Tambo, South African. Welcome to Oliver Tambo House, National Monument, the Republic of Zambia. Ingandi nyumba mine muone, ma South Africans mwemu. This is the house where Oliver Tambo used to stay. He as a refugee in Zambia running away from whites who were killing you. In Zambia, this is a suburb area. This house up to now, we have a shortage of accommodation in Zambia. But this house has been left like this in honor of you South Africans. You are busy killing our people. We are the ones who protected you when you had nowhere to go. This is a renovated house inside there, where your former president used to live. And we have protected this house for many years. And you are busy killing our people there.
Iyo wa South Africans ngati simumvera chinyanja ine Dr. Pedro ndikamba chinyanja. Iyi nyumba iyi ndiye mwamene munali kukhala Oliver Tambo. Kuno ku Zambia ija time pamene munali kuthawa wazungu. But why kumenyana ma Africans mweka?
Baba, walangizeni na nyumba naye.
Iyi nyumba iyi. Iyo nyumba.
Because of the respect us Zambians have for South Africa. Look at, we have kept this house vacant. We respect our neighbors.
Yes.
We respect our brothers. Look at that house. It's empty.
It's empty.
There are workers looking after this house for the sake of South African history. Look at the house. And today you want to kill your brothers from Africa. What kind of people are you? Jacob Zuma used to stay here.
He's even wearing a scarf for South Africa.
Used to stay here.
In fact, a scarf we have for South Africa.
Your president freedom fighters used to stay here.
Yes.
What kind of hypocrisy you are? Just because we suffered for you, now you want to be killing our people. Shame on you.
South Africans.
Now, what is God saying to all African leaders? One thing that I'm happy is that this thing that I'm talking about, it may sound like people are fighting illegal immigrants. I'm documented. I have South African ID. Even when I was given an overstay because I applied for a permanent resident, because there are people who are xenophobic that are employed in home affairs who are different from those who are employed before. There is no law in the constitution that can slap a refugee with overstay. Overstay of how many days? Of 6 hours when the expiring date was on a weekend. Because in my first renewal, I went before the expiring date. They said, no, you don't need to panic. Refugee status, it's renewed automatically. You just need to come when your date of expiry has approached. And I was following that procedure. But overnight, I'm told, no, you are supposed to come 3 months before. But I'm asking to say, 2 months before the expiry date, I applied for a permanent resident and I was given 6 months to wait. So how can I overstay within the 6 months? So you find that when the country is actually creating backlog and creating fake overstays and rejecting to document people and thereafter call them illegal. No, it cannot be. And this is the reason why my case was rejected in the High Court 2 times. I appealed. I actually applied direct to the Constitutional Court, and my case has been given a number. CCCT 161/26. I'm just waiting for my date to be heard. And I want to say that why is it that I'm going to court? It's because the immigration that wants to charge me for overstay, it's a play, it's a game to discredit me from accessing permanent residence, because someone wants me to remain a refugee indefinitely because it's benefiting. My country pays each month, each day, each minute I live here. All my members of my family, they are paying. And that's the reason why UN exists, because of the payments from our country. And that's the reason why we have access to free education, free medical, free SASA payments. Though to me, I'm no longer receiving those SASA because my document is being played around. They want to punish me because I speak too much against corruption. They want to kill me because I speak too much against corruption. I want to remind those who don't know that I was arrested for trespass at UN. How can I trespass at UN, at my office? Trespass. It's something that is unacceptable. Corruption. And when they realized that the purpose of my arrest was to enforce their allegation of mental illness, then I'm tried in the magistrate court over a case that I've already appealed against in the High Court. And they had to make sure that I'm closed before I'm kept in prison, Kosimampuru, for 4 months, so that I cannot be heard in my appeal to the Constitutional Court. I cannot be heard on the day of judgment, which was a return judge in 3rd August for the same case that was before the court. They made sure that I remain for trespass 4 months in prison. Then when they realized that I could not be killed at Kosumapuru because there was even a prison beating where they intended to kill me, but God gave me a voice that could call, to the point that even the prison warders found me standing. Well, everyone is on me, I was also throwing back. Then they opened those locked doors and rescued me from there. And now they changed. I had to go to Viscopis as a mental patient. I was kept there for more than 3 weeks with intention to give me a lethal injection. God has been fighting. So all these battles that I'm passing through, God is fighting for me. Even this experience for today, I could see that the environment was not equal well, because this man was not alone. He had his friends. And I could not withhold to handle the situation. because I could see if the girl childs are being followed. They are about 15 years old, but they look older. I thought I must rescue them. And when they are being fought, it means the fight is on me. And he started fighting back to me. But thank God, we ended up identifying each other as brothers. So the xenophobia, the tribalism that is there in the name of illegal immigrants. I heard of a video where the Zambian army also, they were commanding people to leave Zambia because it doesn't want any illegal immigrants. The same applies with many other countries, Uganda, Nigeria, because South Africa is trying to isolate itself from Africa. So it is my prayer that as much as the world looks at South Africa, it is now very different. And this is a fight direct to Ibrahim Traoré. Ibrahim Traoré is the Moses of today. Each country in Africa that wants to unite must treat a black person as a brother. Because when you see a black person as a foreigner, you are cursed. You are actually ignorant. You are actually not aware who you are. You have lost your identity. If you embrace a white man who is a foreigner in this African continent, who comes from Europe, and Donald Trump demonstrated to those that are blind in South Africa. He called Africans and gave them refuge, that they are being murdered here in South Africa. Well, it's a lie, political lie. And the xenophobia and the Afrophobia, in fact, against the fellow Africans, it's a lie that has caused the whole continent of Africa now starting identifying each other. I understand also in America, according to the news, they are chasing South African there, blacks in America. They are saying, black Americans, they are saying, go back to South Africa. It was in a supermarket where they said, no, where are you coming from? No, I'm coming from South Africa. No, you're coming from, one black man says, can you go back to South Africa? Can you go back? You are chasing our African brothers there. So you go back to South Africa. And those people, when they must come here, they are being embraced. They have forgotten that apartheid was against them. Because their parents are killed, they no longer have elderly people to remind them of what is apartheid just few years ago. Because they are controlling the power of economy, then we forget that our liberation struggle did not end. We are just given leadership, but without given control over finances. So listen, this is prophetical. I'm speaking not because I'm just talking something that I don't understand. I understand. Let me read for you. Page 105 says, let me just introduce, this was an open letter to Dr. Lev Patrick Manawasa, the third Republican president of Zambia. I warned him about tribalism, that it shall never end. So then Zambia will remain without a king before God. No one shall unite the nation. No one shall remain to guide the nation. No one shall have respect in the eyes of the people of the world. And the tribal wars shall never end. Only donor slavery in sight. So now, I want to say that regardless of what I can explain about the death of all these 6 presidents that have refused to listen to God's call, I warned about tribalism. And this is the tribalism that I'm talking about today. This is the attack that I found on my daughters and on myself today. And I want to say, as it is something that I want to share with the world, that Africa must unite. The trouble that we are finding ourselves in it is a global economical slavery. They will use us against each other in order to control us economically. Because what is happening right now is to be controlled economically. And when we are controlled economically, we work for them. Today, the inflation rate is favoring the West, meaning that we are working for them. As long as our exchange money, you are exchanging your kwacha, Zambian kwacha, 18 kwacha to US dollar. Then South Africa is also exchanging 16 or maybe 16 or 17 rands to US dollar, meaning that why 16 or 18 against US dollar when Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, the time when he was ruling, it was 1-to-1, 1 kwacha, 1 US dollar. What has changed? And petrodollar, when you are buying oil, you are buying in US dollars, meaning that the difference of your exchange value benefits America. So we are slaves of America. I was talking to my son today when he was born in 2000, when Chiluba appended his signature on a UN charter that we are going to be guided under UN, the guidelines of UN. And in the same summit where I heard of America being given what we call sovereignty to control Africa, where soldiers are allowed to kill anyone without being tried, meaning that African countries, they are controlled, they are ruled by America. That's why America has even a base in Zambia where they say AFRICOM. No, it's not a military base, but it's just AFRICOM. For what? There are military bases here in Africa because Manawasa refused that military base. Lungu refused that military base. And Hakainde Hichilema welcomed it and only changed the name. So today, we are dying suspicious death because some certain soldiers that are given mandate to kill us, they are given bases in Africa. And when we speak like that, we become a threat. And social media does not need us to speak against America. And whatever doctrine that we speak, which is against all these churches that appear to be churches, whereas they are business houses for Rome, in different names and different ways, in different doctrines, as long as our churches are keeping a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday weekly cycle, which is against God's ordination of the moon, stars, and sun to give us days, where a weekly cycle starts with a crescent moon as the first day of the week. Every new moon is the first day of the month. Every first crescent moon is the first day of the week. These two, they follow each other. That's why the Sabbath becomes on the 8th of the moonlight, and the 15th of moonlight, and the 22nd of moonlight, and the 29th of moonlight. The end, 29, no moonlight after 29. The 30th day, new moon. And new moon is not part of the weekly cycle. We wait for the crescent moon. Then, as long as your religion does not follow that, you must know that you are deceived. As long as your religion promotes homosexuality and does not speak against it, they deny family marriages, then you should know that you are in a wrong religion. As long as today, I want to say I was one person who fought against polygamy, but according to the scripture, I found that polygamy is acceptable and it's not a sin. So those who want to learn more about these things that I've just said, better you join me, Midnight Cry. I'm there every day. Gospel Revelation Ministry, you are going to find me on YouTube. Evangelist Masuka, you are going to find me. Alex Masuka, you are going to find me on Facebook. May God bless you. Every midnight, I'm there for such gospels that are not needed to be preached. God bless you. And I pray that Africa must be united. Let's consider each black person is a brother. When you see a black person, say, my brother. A black person, my brother, my sister. Every black person must be called a brother or sister. And Africa must unite. Ibrahim Traoré, the Moses of Africa. Julius Malema, the Joshua of Africa. And I want to speak about Julius Malema, but later. May God bless you all. Amen.